Hello, everybody. Welcome. Lovely to see you here today. How are you all? Welcome to today's session. Gosh, it's a bit bright in here. It's far too bright. Let's turn down the lighting a little bit. Nice to see all of you. Welcome to today's session. I hope you are well and happy and getting ready for today's live session, which is this. It's a bit different today. So today it's a complete system to transform your English speaking. So what I'm going to do today is present this system that will help you improve your fluency, improve your speaking skills, particularly if you're preparing for the IELTS speaking test so that you can do really well on the test. But it's more of having a system that you can use if you study on your own, if you're studying with a teacher, however you're studying, even an online course, you can follow this system. It's super simple, but it's the way to become more fluent and more confident in English. So let's see. We've got Mohammed, just see who's in the house. Hello from Iran. Become a member. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. We've got Daniela from Italy. Nice to see you. From Brazil, but watching in Portugal. Lovely to see you here as well. Welcome to all of you. Let's see. Maria from Argentina. Lovely to see you here. The Bangladesh. Namaste. Welcome. Hello. Lovely to see you. We've got Delia Froza, lovely Saidul Hossan, taking love. I've taken your love. Thank you very much. May, nice to see you. Good. Who else have we got here? Atif, lovely to see you. Mosebik, happy Teacher's Day. I didn't know it was Teacher's Day. In which country is it Teacher's Day? I'm not sure. Thank you, though, for that very much. We've got people from Uzbekistan, Turkey, Australia. Grace, who's living out in Australia. Mertkus, if you fix your grammar, I'm sure you will do very, very well. Samuel from Brazil, brilliant. Lots of you. We've got Annette from Poland. We've got Ojike from Nigeria. Lovely. The UAE, literally all over the world. Lovely to see all of you here. So today's session, a complete system to transform your speaking skills. Let's have a look more closely at what we're going to do today. So I am going to present this system to you. It's the system I use in the IELTS Speaking Gold course. So I will show you inside the Gold course. I've just seen a problem as well. Problem with my camera. Let me fix that. There we go. So I'm going to look at two essentials for IELTS speaking, right? In order to succeed at IELTS, what are the two things you need? I'll show you why this system works. I'll explain the system and why it works. We'll have a look inside the IELTS Speaking Gold course, which uses this system. But I must emphasize, you can use this system. I've got camera problems. You can use this system with or without the course. It doesn't matter, right? But I'm going to show you inside the IELTS Speaking Gold course. I'll try and answer your questions later. And I'm going to talk about some discounts and bonuses on the course, which I have set up for today. Okay, good. With that in mind, let's go straight in. I'm going to do a quick warm-up. I wonder how well you know me. Do you know me? How well do you know me? Can you write the answers, the missing words in the chat? Write the missing words in the chat and let's see how well you know me. What's my middle name? Where am I from? What's my master's in? Just write your answers in the chat. A lot of you think I'm from Manchester. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting, Javid. London. Chemistry. Maybe I had a career change. Louisa. Brazil. I assume you're from Brazil, not me, right? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting answers. So from London to Manchester to to Scotland. And my middle name, some of you absolutely got it. Some of you nailed it. It's Michael. Whoops. Keith Michael O'Hare. That's my second name. From Manchester in the UK, in England more precisely. And yes, some of you got it. I have a master's in digital education up from the wonderful University of Edinburgh. Maybe that's a confusion. So I studied at Edinburgh University, but I'm from Manchester. Okay, very, very quick introduction. That's a little bit about me. Let's move on and let's talk about the 2 essentials for IELTS speaking. It's good because you only need 2 things to succeed in IELTS speaking. One of them is good exam technique, right? If you've got good exam technique, that's great. You must have that to succeed. If you don't understand the exam, if you don't know the format, you will struggle. The good news is you can learn that very, very easily. You could learn that in a few days, right? There are lots of videos on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, English Speaking Success, give you lots of ideas. You can go to a website, right? Go to a website like this one, which is the Keith Speaking Academy. Whoops, my website here. All the information about the IELTS test and tips and tips around how it works, exam strategy. You can find lots of stuff here. If you're interested, I even do have a course you can do. You can do a course very, very quickly, the exam strategy and tips course, and that will give you the essentials that you need to really sort out good exam technique. Really easy. The second thing you need, of course, is good spoken English. Of course, right? You need F, fluency, V, vocabulary, G, grammar, P, pronunciation. You also need C, which is not evaluated, but you do need it. And C, can you guess what the C is? So good spoken English, good level of fluency, wide range of vocabulary and accurate, wide range of grammar and accurate, and all different pronunciation features, right? And the C stands for confidence, because one of the things that many students lack is they don't have confidence, and that affects their performance in the test. So that is really, really important. Good spoken English, this is where you need to focus. What I see is a lot of students spending a lot of time here, too much time on learning, memorizing model answers, looking for tips and tricks and techniques in the exam. I mean, sure, maybe spend 20% of your time on this, but I think students spend too much time on this and not enough time on this. Where you should spend most of your time is this one. This is where you really should be spending most of your time, improving your spoken English, right? This is much more important, okay? I love it. Lots of interesting C's came out. Collocation, yes, is important, absolutely. Consistency, Mohammed, is very important. Coherence is important, part of your fluency. But yes, confidence is what I'm thinking of, Victoria, exactly. Confidence is super, super important. So those are the two essentials we need for IELTS speaking. Let's have a look at a system to get this, right? A system to get good spoken English. It's a really simple system, and I'll explain the system, what it is, and why this system works. I call it the Speaking Success System. And it's basically, it's a system based on very basic research, fundamental research about applied linguistics, acquiring second languages. And it's something I've kind of developed, if you like, over my years and years of teaching and my years and years of learning languages, because I've learnt to speak French, Spanish, Chinese, and I've used the same system, this system of discovering, practicing and reviewing. And it's such a simple system. And yet it's so, so powerful. I will explain why this system works in a moment. Well, I guess first I should explain what is the system. So 3 steps, right? Discover, practice, review. I just realized it's DPR. Interesting. So what does that mean exactly? Well, let's look at each one step by step. Discover. Okay. So the first step, discover, basically means discover language, right? So basically here you're going to discover, let me write it down, discover new language. That's vocabulary and grammar by listening, watching, reading to English. Okay, super simple. That's all there is to it. You're discovering language. So whether you're listening to a podcast, watching a video, reading an article, you need some way to discover language. What I discovered is that when you live in the country where they speak, for example, in your case, when you live in an English-speaking country, you may find that you, for example, if you're Chinese, you're living in Australia or you're living in the United States, you may find that you're speaking lots of English, but you're saying the same things day after day. You're using the same vocabulary, the same words, repeating. Your fluency is getting better, but you're not really building. And this happened to me when I was in France. I was getting very fluent, but my vocabulary was the same thing. Same words, day after day, in the shops, at school, at work, just repeating the same things because I wasn't discovering new language. I really wasn't finding new language and so growing, right? My language wasn't growing. So discovering, step 1 is really, really important. In the Gold course, we discover a lot with listening, right? I think listening is very powerful because it focuses you very much on identifying new sounds. So we do in the Gold course, we have live lessons and we do activities. For example, recently we did sporting events, right? So we went through and we did this listening activity. And if you have a look here, if I can just bring it down a bit. So we did a listening activity. We're listening to a person talking about sports. We did some activities then related to that. We listened again, and then we did some more activities all related to that. And we went on to identify different vocabulary, different words as we were listening. So we were using listening as the main way to discover language. Once you're discovering language, you need to discover vocabulary and grammar. So my advice is you note vocabulary, just 4 or 5 words per class or per session. Again, the big mistake that a lot of students make is they get big lists of words. So they may be reading a text and they're noting every single word and they end up with a list of 20 words and they can't remember them and they can't use them. Of course, it's too many. You should be in one session, right? Or one class, 4 or 5 words is probably enough. Really, that is enough. And what you should be doing when you're noting vocabulary is noting the word form, the phonetics, of course, the meaning, an example, and collocations. Okay. So, for example, in the lesson about sports events, we are focused on 5 words. All we did was 5 new vocabulary words, but we went in depth, right? So in depth, we looked at the word, we looked at the form, it was a noun, it can be countable and uncountable, really important. We looked at pronunciation, competition. What does it mean? Well, it's an event in which people try to win. That's when it's countable. Or it's a situation where people try to win. That's when it's uncountable. We had an example. My school held an athletics competition last month. Okay, that's countable. It's an. Competition for jobs is fierce. That's uncountable. That's just a situation, right? Competition for jobs is fierce. So we have examples. And then we looked at collocations. To hold a competition, to enter a competition, to take part in a competition. We can talk about fierce or strong competition. Can talk about friendly competition in football, for example. Okay. So, although we're learning one word, can you see how deep we're going? And that is really helping us because we're learning one word, but we're learning how to use it in different contexts. Always learn vocabulary in context and always go deeper. I would prefer to go deeper with 5 words than have just a list of 20 words. List of 20 words, it's not going to be very, very helpful, right? So go deeper. So do something like this, right? So you can see we've got the word form, whether it's a noun, verb, or adjective. The IPA is the phonetics, is this. Example, collocations. Okay. So that is the vocabulary. Okay. Let me just bring in, Farman has made an interesting comment. Yes, we face retention problem if we go with a long volume. Exactly. It's going to be impossible to retain and remember all of those words, right? Asusena, exactly. So now that you've got collocations, then you can start using structures with the new word. You can make little phrases, right? Farman, you are mind-blowing. Absolutely. Very, very good. I think that a gold list method is the most effective method. Anna, great, great. Yes. Speaking from experience. Now, that's vocabulary, but it's not just vocabulary. It's also, you want to be noting grammar patterns. So when you're listening or reading, notice the grammar patterns. And again, 1 or 2 per lesson is enough. Otherwise, you can't remember. Okay. For example, I noticed this when we were doing the lesson on sports competition. I like to compete. I always want to get the gold medal. I like competing. I love the feeling of excitement. Hang on. Why do we say I like to sometimes? And why do we say I like ing, competing? Why? Is that the same? Is it different? So I'm noting there's a pattern. There's a grammar pattern here. And I can go and look up on ChatGPT, Claude, any reference book. You can go and find out what it all means, right? I'm a bit old-fashioned. Let me show you my old-fashioned book. You're like, Keith, you're not only old-fashioned, you're old. No, I'm not that old, but old-fashioned. I like books, right? I like the smell and the touch of books. Practical English Usage by Michael Swan. Absolutely brilliant. And, you know, you can look up the grammar that you need. If you like AI, go and use ChatGPT, right? But notice just maybe one grammar point. What is the difference? I like to compete. I always want to get the gold medal. Right, this focuses, just so you know, on the result. I like to do something. It has more of a focus on the result. I like to do something. It can also be used for a habit. It can also be a habit that you have. I like to compete. It's a habit. I like to do this. I like competing. I love the feeling of excitement, right? This focuses on the action. It focuses on the action. And that's why it's ing. It's the progressive or the continuous action. I love competing. The focus is not on the result or the habit. It's on the action, the feeling. I love the feeling of excitement, right? You can see from the context, it focuses on the action. So I like to do something is more the result or a habit. I like doing is more a focus on the action. Simple. So here you can notice a grammar pattern. Okay. Okay, great. Madame Coeur de Montespan, that's great. Thank you so much for your comment. Really good. Razwana, fabulous teacher I've ever met. That's very, very kind. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've done grammar, vocabulary. This is all part of the discover step, right? Step 1. And you can do this on your own. You really can, right? You can do this finding materials to discover language, noting vocabulary, noting like this, noting grammar, and that's it. Step 2 is to practice. And there's 2 ways you can practice. You can practice alone at home. That's great. You can also practice with others, online or face-to-face. Now, with this technique, I use a very simple technique. You can do this alone. I use this in the self-study part of the Gold course. Basically, you just repeat. So you listen and repeat. You change a word. You negate, change a tense. Okay. I'll show you what I mean. Let's take this example we saw. My school held an athletics competition. So what I would do is, first of all, I would repeat an athletics competition. So I'm listening and repeating an athletics competition. Altogether, my school held an athletics competition. Then change a word. What can I say instead of athletics? My school held a... What can I say? Write down in the chat. Just tell me what we could do, what we could say instead. And whilst you're writing that, I will... My school held an athletics competition. What could you say? Madame Coeur de Montespan, you're from Germany. Great. Lovely. My school held a sports competition. Perfect. My school held a friendly competition. Perfect. My school held a football competition. Perfect. My school held a cricket competition. Perfect. My school held a musical competition. Can you see, just by repeating, changing one word, how this is helping you speak, helping you remember the word? And just, it's great practice. It's so important, right? All of these are great. My school held a cooking competition. A tennis competition. Absolutely. Yeah. So somebody said football. I'll put that as an example. My school held a football competition. Okay. Next, just negate. Put in the negative. So how would I make this into a negative sentence? What would I say? Again, just write in the chat. How do I put this into a negative sentence? I can see you all typing away. How do you do that? How do some of you type so quickly? It's amazing. Tarak, comedy competition. That's a great idea. Harun Hamed in Sudan, nice to see you. Bella, I love how you put an accent on competition. So how do we put this in the negative? How do we negate this? My school. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Rachid said, my school didn't hold. Yes. My school didn't hold a football competition. Okay, let's put it in the same font. Brilliant. Yes, Javine, possibly. My school couldn't hold. Yes. Didn't hold. Doesn't held. Ooh, be careful. Be careful. Didn't hold, right? As Maya says, didn't hold. Or did not hold. That is also correct. Yeah. You can have the contraction or the full form. Both of those are absolutely fine, right? Excellent. Good. And then change a tense. If we want to put this into the future, we can say, my school, mi school, no. My school, future, well, is going to hold a football competition. Okay. Now, the thing is, I'm writing and you're writing, but actually your practice is speaking. It's just speaking. You've got the phrase and then you're just speaking. You're saying, my school held a football competition. My school held a chess competition. My school didn't hold a football competition. It held a music competition. Oh, my school is going to hold a football competition next week. I think my school will hold a football competition next month. And so you're practicing. Can you see how simple it is? But can you see how effective it is? Because what's happening is you're reviewing grammar, negatives, tenses. You're reviewing vocabulary, football, chess, music, blah, blah, blah. But you're focusing on one new word, competition, one new word. That's it, competition. So this is an extremely effective way to practice on your own. Now, what I do in the Gold course, we have, you may or may not know this, come with me, let me show you inside the Gold course. We have, when you log in to the Gold course, I've already logged in, it's actually the 3 different courses, right? The self-study course, exam strategy, I mentioned, and interactive. The self-study is where you can practice alone. And we have this method, right? Basically, the speaking success method. Let's take, for example, flowers. You discover the language through this video, through model answers. Whoops. So I present different model answers here, and you learn some new language through this. And then the practice, you can see here, right? We're going to repeat, do the negative, changing tense, lots of stuff. But it's a video with me telling you what to do. So basically I'm saying repeat, put in the negative, put in the future, and then giving you the correct answer. So you're practicing, it's like I'm in the room with you, but I'm not in the room. It's just a recorded video, but it guides you on how to practice for all the language you're learning in these topics in the course. But here's the important thing. You can do this on your own, right? You can do the discover of language on your own. When you've learnt your new words like this, you can then just do this. Just do this. Do it on your own. You can do it on your own, really. And also practice with others. You can find people on platforms. There are plenty of online platforms where you can practice. You can get a teacher if you want, like on Cambly or italki. You can just find a classmate or a friend to practice with. Different ways you can practice a list of words. So you can talk about a topic, or you can answer specific questions. These are 3 simple ways you can practice. So if I'm with a colleague or a classmate, I can take the list of words that I've got. For example, if you remember earlier, we were looking at this one, right? This was the PDF from the live lesson that I did, actually. But this also has the vocabulary. Here, for example, we've got competition. We've got rival. There are several words, audience. And I can take these words and I can just say, right, I want to practice these words. Let's practice collocations. And we just make phrases together. We just have fun making phrases. We can say, let's talk about sports events and let's just have a general conversation and try to use some of these words. Or we can say, let's practice IELTS questions, right? We know there are some IELTS questions. Let's ask. You ask, I answer. And then we switch. Do you often watch sports events? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I do. I like to compete. I like to compete in sports events, but I also like watching different competitions. Now you ask me, and together we practice. So you can practice with others these 3 simple ways to do it. Again, you don't need a teacher for this. You can do this with a classmate. You can do this with a friend. You can do this. You can do this with your children, right? If your children will put up with you, if you have children, say, listen, we're going to practice English. And let's just practice these words. You practice, they practice. Everybody wins. And tell them, if they practice with you, you're going to give them their favourite dish for dinner. Or you're going to give them an ice cream. Pay your children to practice English. Right? So this is the practice stage. We've got discover and practice. Okay, discover and practice. I think, as I mentioned earlier, the big danger, I think what some people do is they discover a lot and they don't practice. Some students love to study and they will study the grammar. They'll write everything out. They'll be big lists, but they don't practice. Other students don't study. Like me, actually, me in Spain. I practice a lot. I speak to the neighbors. I speak in the shop. I love speaking to people, but I don't study. So my vocabulary is really small. I'm fluent, but it's too small. You need to discover and practice. You need both of those, right? Really important. Okay. That's it, Victoria. Bribe your children to practice. Farman. Very interesting, yes. Very interesting. Very good, Anna. Totally agree. Totally agree. Zaile, good. Thank you so much. Very, very kind. So what's the third step? And again, this is really important, is to review. So step 3, review. How do you review? Well, let's imagine, for example, right, we've been studying sports events. Then you can listen to a podcast on the same topic. You can watch videos on the same topic. I mean, seriously, this is so easy. There is so much you can do here, and there are so many resources, right? I mean, go into YouTube, right? Here's YouTube. Here's my channel. But just search sports events. in YouTube and see what comes up. And you'll find videos, the top 5 most watched sports events in the world, right? That's going to be talking about competitions. This will be quite fun. Sports events ruined by morons. There you go. International sport. That could be interesting. Sports day. That could be quite funny watching the children. How to become a sports manager. Right. I mean, the opportunity now to be reviewing, watching and listening is just amazing. Now, on the same topic, sports events, you may not get exactly the same words, but it doesn't matter. It's review. You'll be reviewing similar grammar, some similar vocabulary, the whole language, right? But those are 2 things you can do. It gets more exciting, I think, because now, as well as listen and watch, you can create your own stories, right? Let me show you how simple this is and how much fun this is, right? I don't know if you guys use Google, but let me show you a very simple tool. It's free, 100% free, you can use to create a story like this, okay? Come with me, let me show you. In Google, right, sometimes I use Google Gemini. Do you know Google Gemini? It's one of the AI platforms. No thanks, not now. And what we've got, if I just make this a bit smaller, in Google Gemini, you've got this thing called Storybook. Okay, I'm going to ask Burns, who's with me in the chat, just to share the link. Storybook creates your own storybook, right? I mean, how easy is this? So let's ask Gemini. If I just focus in, I'm going to ask Gemini here to create a story about Keith. So I'm going to make it interesting, right? It's going to be about me. About Keith going to a sports event in Manchester. That'll be more interesting, with his daughter, right? So that's really making it interesting for me because it's all relevant to me, right? One day. Make it a B1 level of English. So I can specify the level of English as well. It is a story for adults, not children. And that's it. That's probably enough, right? Create a story, right? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be relevant. Let's send that. Now, it's creating the storybook. It's writing the first draft. Gemini will take 1 to 2 minutes to create a storybook. But once I've got it, and I'll show you in a minute, we can then listen, read, and review. Essentially, this is it. You're going to be reviewing the same topic and some of the same language. Okay. In fact, in the prompt, you could say, use the word competition, hold a competition, competitive, blah, blah, blah. You can create songs. I mean, how exciting does this get, right? You can now create songs. I'm just checking in where we are. It's creating the storybook. It's not quite there. Not to worry. Let's create a song. And you can create a song nowadays in Suno. Come with me into Suno. I'll show you how to do it. Suno is another platform you can use to create songs. You can let's go to the Create tab. Describe your song. Let's do a simple song. Create a song about a sports event. Let's make it a football competition where Keith is on the winning team. And that's it. You can choose the style. Let me see the style. Let's do a rock style. Hang on. Let's do describe your song. That should be. It's not instrumental. No. Plus audio. Can we do style. It does let you do the style, but I can't find it. Not to worry. We'll let it do it on its own and create. And again, it takes 1 to 2 minutes and it will create its own song. And you can listen to the song and you're reviewing, right? So it's so simple. You can do quizzes online. You can have conversations with other students, and it's a great, great, great way to practice. The storybook is ready. Let's have a look. Gemini storybook. Okay. Here it is, a day in Manchester. And so what we can do now, we can click on the story. I think I can reduce this, probably. Can I make it full screen? There we go. Keith woke up with a smile. Today was the day. But what's more impressive is I can actually listen to this.
Keith woke up with a smile. Today was the day. He and his daughter, Lyra, were going to Manchester. They had tickets for a big football match. It was a special treat, something they had planned for weeks. Lyra was already up, buzzing with excitement. She was wearing her team's scarf and had laid out her favorite top. "Dad, are you ready?" she called from the kitchen. "The train leaves soon." After a quick breakfast...
And it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's absolutely awesome, right? How fun and interesting is that? My daughter is not called Lyra. I should have told it the name of my daughter. But it's interesting because it's become personal. So I'm interested. I can listen to it. I can review. I mean, come on. How good is this, right? So simple. Great. Yes. It's fun, right? Suno. Thanks to your advice, but I did my own Vipassana songs. Right, Kathy, you've done it. Zuno, it is amazing for learning. Absolutely amazing. Yes. Que listo en el equipo ganador. Of course, Azucena. Of course. I'm going to be on the winning team. Musa Adam from Chad. Thank you so much. I'm very, very happy to help you. Really am. Thank you so much. Lovely picture books. And it's got the picture, the graphics, the audio. Really nice. Let's see what's happening in Suno. Did it create? I think it did. It was the victory dance, right? It creates 2 versions, right? Now, I don't know if you can see this, but let's play it and then I'll put the lyrics up.
We won the game and we're flying high.
Rock and roll.
He's got the moves, got the plan. He's the king of the field, the man. Victory dance, hands in the sky. We won the game and we're flying high.
Wow, guys, that is so loud. I do apologize. It's really loud. The lyrics can be up and down, but that's victory. There's a second one. Is it slightly quieter?
The crowd roars wild like a lion's den. The whistle blows, it's time again. Keeps out front with fire in his veins. Running
Through the storm and rain, flicker past the balls in flight. The stadium's alive tonight. He cuts the scores, the crowd ignites. Oh, my point is, it's a lot of fun. It's not perfect, right? But you can actually, what you can do with the songs is you can go to ChatGPT, give it a list of words and a topic and say, create lyrics using these words, and then put that inside Suno. And it's great. I don't know why that was punk rock. I mean, you can choose the style that you like, right? But again, my point is, nowadays, the opportunity to review is huge. And again, you don't need a teacher. You can do this on your own. You really, really can. Yes. So You can create songs, create stories, do quizzes. There's lots of software. I won't go through it all. Yes. I'm still laughing. On the Gold course, the way we review is I do quizzes in the Gold course that people do. There's a mini novel, so it's not a storybook, but it's actually a novel. Maybe I can just show you. Where is it? There is a mini novel called Watchful Eyes. So through here we've got all the language that we've studied in the self-study course, all the IELTS topics, right? And you can read and listen to the story that's reviewing all of the language. But it's a nice, interesting story. There's some songs as well that have been written for this, so you can review with this as you go along. The other way we review on the course is I make it easier for you to have conversations with other people. So we have something called speaking practice rooms in the interactive course. Every day you can go and practice with other students. And you can do that in different ways. You can do topics, asking questions, general conversation. There are different ways, but it's just you and one or two other students. And that is a lovely, lovely way both to practice but to review as well, because it's a review of the different things we do. The other way we review, actually, I'm forgetting, is in the Gold course we have live lessons with me. The day after the live lesson, we have a Zoom meeting like this. And in the Zoom meeting, I put the students into little breakout rooms and they go and talk about the topic we studied the day before. So if we did sports events yesterday, today we'd have a Zoom meeting for an hour with me, and you go and practice. We do a review of the language, and then you practice in breakout rooms, and then we just share ideas and what we've done. So to make it interesting, to have that kind of connection with other students on the course, that's what we do to review. But you choose the way you want to review. And that's the whole thing, right? Discover, practice, review. That's the way to do it. Okay, what we've got. Amazing, says Azucena. Wow, it's really pulchritudinous. Wow, great, beyond my imagination. It is amazing. Miranda, the Suno has a free version and a paid version. I have a paid version because I use Suno a lot. Yes, an awesome story. It really is story, right? It really is good. Very, very interesting. So Sumo, as I said, I think it has a free version, but I use it a lot, so I have a paid version. Gemini AI is free, absolutely free. You can use it. Yeah, George, sometimes there are mistakes. Absolutely, absolutely. So AI is not 100% perfect. There are some mistakes, but to get 95% correct, it's good enough, right, for study and review. Okay, great. I love the beats and the rock. Wow, insane. It is insane how amazing all of this stuff is, right? Would you mind coming back on how to create the song? Where do we get Suno? So again, I'll ask Burns to share the link. It's basically it's suno.com, right? Suno.com, SUNO, and then just follow the instructions on the board. It's very easy to use, right? Self-practicing and reviewing are vital, very, very much. Yes, it's mad crazy, Jules. It really is. This method, can I use other languages or English only? You can use for any language. This is a simple method to learn French, German, Chinese. This is how I really improved with my Spanish. It's the way that I improved my Chinese. I began Chinese when I was studying in China, but when I came back home to Europe, I developed and used this method and just found it really, really practical and very, very easy to do. Gintaras, good to see you. Great. Christina as well. Quite a few of the Gold students are here. That's great to see you guys. Yes. Nafas, please save the live. It will be up on YouTube later. Yes, absolutely. Abbas, you're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Kathy, yeah, did you like my singing? Okay. So that's it. Why this system? Why does this system work? I'm not going to give you lots of PhD references, but just some very, very simple explanations, right? Why does this work and how I developed this idea? Basically, language acquisition is acquired through exposure to contexts. So the idea of discovering language in context, when you watch a video, listen to an audio, then you're exposed to the context and then understanding the language. So maybe you're using a dictionary, you're using ChatGPT to help you understand, and then using in natural communicative contexts. So you can use that on your own, but with other people is even better. This is creation. Some of you teachers may know creation. We've also got the king of kind of, constructivism and language learning, Vygotsky. Constructivism theory, which was developed by Vygotsky, emphasizes the social and contextual nature of learning. So the context is important, and we learn socially. We learn by interacting with others. So this practice stage with others and conversations with others, really important. Spaced retrieval. You know these flashcard apps, spaced learning, where you come back the next day and you try again. We know that this practice strengthens long-term recall. So basically, the review will help you strengthen the long-term remembering. Ebbinghaus, it is 1885, yes. Over 100 years ago, I mean, he did the forgetting curve, right? Do you remember the forgetting curve? When you study, he basically said, when you study, after 24 hours, you forget 70%, more or less, of everything. If you review after 24 hours or after 12 hours, you're going to remember more. But basically, after 2 days, without review, you forget almost everything. It's the forgetting curve. So go and check it out, Ebbinghaus. If you're a teacher, it's interesting. But this emphasizes the need for review. So it's very simple for me. Discover, practice, and review. And it really, really does work, right? Mohammed, you can learn Spanish the same way. I have a Spanish course, by the way, coming up very, very soon. Do I have your own podcast? Yes, I do. Yes. But they're private. So the Gold course has a podcast within the course. So you can listen and review on the go. Absolutely. Anat, is the system fit for high school students? Oh, that's such a good question. I think it's best for adults. I think high school students, Anna, there are added complications around motivation and discipline. I think basically yes, but I think you probably need more for high school students. I think I would adapt it a little bit, right? I think the basics, yes, the fundamental idea of learning is the same, but high school students are obviously different and learn a little different from adults. Okay, great questions. I'm going to show you briefly inside the IELTS Speaking Gold course. As I said, you can do all of this on your own. You really can. You can find all the resources out there. If you want help and you want to work with me and for me to present the materials to do this, especially if you're preparing for IELTS speaking, then there is a gold course that you can have. You can join, you can buy, it's paid for. The IELTS Speaking Gold course. It includes actually 3 courses: self-study, exam strategy, and interactive. Okay, so I would like, if you will humor me, bear with me, to just go inside and show you the gold course, how it works, right? To do this, I'm going to go actually to my website. Let me just show you very briefly inside. So the website, the Key Speaking Academy, when you're a student, you log in. I've already logged in, so I can show you inside. There are 3 courses, right? There's Gold Self-Study, exam strategy, interactive. Self-study is where you're practicing on your own. Okay. You get all the materials are here. There's a course book you can download. There's the novel to review. There's the course book here for the different parts. You can download the slides as well. There's a study guide. So if you want to be told each day what to do through the weeks, day after day, you just click on and you can follow a study guide. This whole course is in a podcast. So if you want to listen on your podcast player, you can download the whole course onto a podcast. And then in here, as I mentioned earlier, for example, TV programs, you've got the Discover, you've got the Practice videos, and then you've got the review. But we review with quizzes as well. So you can do a quiz, and we review with the mini novel, Watchful Eyes. It's a short novel, and you can basically listen.
Watchful Eyes, a tale of love,
danger,
and survival.
So the whole story is weaved into the different topics. Quite interesting. That's the self-study course, right? And you do that on your own. Very, very simple. Now, if you're preparing for IELTS, there's also the exam strategy tips. You can do this in probably 4 or 5 days. Very, very simple. But we've got the interactive, which I think is the most interesting. And this is where you've got daily speaking practice breakout rooms. You can literally come in here. There are different levels. Here's the schedule. So today, for example, Saturday the 6th, we've got a topic of food. There's a middle level and a high level. You've got different sessions at different times. You just join and it takes you into the software that'll set up your camera. It'll set up your audio, and then it allows you to join the session here, right? Now, I'm too early. The room hasn't opened yet, so I have to come back at 2 p.m. That's an hour's time, because yes, it's 2 p.m. start, so there's none here. There's also a full schedule for each day. There's a different topic each day that you can do. Speaking practice rooms, really, really useful practicing with other students on the course. It's about practicing fluency and communication. We have live lessons, the second and the third Thursday. They come up here. These are recorded. So the live lessons you can watch here. You can just watch them. It'll take you through. Basically, last time we did teenagers, as you can imagine, right? Listening activity. We then go through the answers. We did a vocabulary activity, focus on collocations, synonyms, and then we do all sorts. We do model answers, and we do Kahoot. Kahoot is a really fun game where you play together and practice doing that together. So you can watch, you can just choose any. We've got over 80 topics that have been done, the latest topics for IELTS. You can choose any one that you want. Or you can go in alphabetical order down here. Competition. There you go. There's one on competition. And you can get the PDF down here and just download that as well. Okay. So those are the main things. I mean, that is a very, very brief introduction to the course, give you an idea of what it looks like. Okay. Perfect editor. I have a very good editor. Thank you very much. Watchful Eyes is amazing. Right. Yeah, Daniela is one of the gold students. It is an interesting story. Yes. Okay. Good. So for your reference, that's the speaking course, right? Self-study course, basically part 1, 2, and 3 topics, lots of model answers. There's a mini novel to review and the course in a podcast. Exam strategy tips for part 1, 2, and 3. You also get a bonus course, Crack IELTS Speaking Part 2, to learn how to handle Part 2. The interactive has 2 live lessons every month with me, 2 Zoom meetings every month with me, and you get daily access to the speaking practice rooms and access to the Gold Live Lesson Library, over 80 sessions there. So that is all inside the Gold course. answer your questions. So if you have any questions about the Gold course, and I'll just scroll through and see if I can help with any questions. The Gold course really is suitable for B2, C1 level, kind of IELTS band 6 or band 7. Most students are aiming for band 7, but we do have students who got a band 8. We had Olena got an 8.5. We had Kristen, who, not Kristen from China, but Kristen from Uzbekistan, who got an 8.5 as well. Kristen from China, who got a 7. You get lifetime access, which is a bit insane, really. I don't know why I do that. But so we've got students on the course who joined 3 years ago and they're still coming and practicing. The reason I do that is simple. If you join the course and you do IELTS and then you finish IELTS, you get your 7, you're great. You go to study abroad. When you go and study abroad or live abroad, you realize, oh, I still need to improve my English. So you can come back to the Gold course and do conversation practice. You can review, you can join the live lessons. You can just keep in touch and keep practicing because it's lifetime access. Like 3 years later, we still have students coming back, which is great. That's the whole idea. Could you suggest any free podcasts for English learning? Let me think and come back to you. Yes. Daniela says, I hope to follow a Spanish course with you soon. The Gold course has been a blessing. You've made amazing progress, Daniela, in your English, really, since joining the Gold course. The Spanish course is ready. You will see it very, very soon in the Key Speaking Academy. Yes. How much do I have to pay for those? Right, for lifetime access. Well, very, very simple, right? The normal price is $197. So bear in mind, everything you're getting, daily practice, live lessons every month, meetings on Zoom every month. It's now, for the next few days, $147. You pay once, you get lifetime access. So even after IELTS, when you still need to improve, you can join in and follow. Or what sometimes happens, students do the test and maybe they don't get the result they need, and they come back and study and come again and carry on. Tax is included, so there's no extra cost. This is for 3 days only, right? So this is basically today, tomorrow, and Monday. It's just 3 days only at $147. There is a money-back guarantee, so if you find it's too difficult or it's not for you, I will give you the money back. You can pay by international credit card or PayPal. Good question. Let's see, any other questions? Zara, how can I know my level? I'm just studying and practicing. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, you can do a level test, do an online level test. There are several. Let me find one for you that you can do right now. There are several that are free, and you can just go and get an approximate level. Okay, let me give you a link. If you follow this link, I'll just put it in the chat. It's done by Cambridge, so it's extremely reliable. It's not including speaking, but it'll give you an approximate idea, right? So there's one in the link there for you. Hidea, my pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Any other questions coming up? Let me just check. Questions. Is a Zoom meeting for free or not? So once you join the Gold course, you get everything. So of course you have to pay $147, but once you've joined, everything is included. You don't pay extra. No, it's all included in that price. All the Zoom meetings, all the live lessons, daily speaking practice. Yes. Okay, any other questions? Let me just check. How can I learn Spanish? Join my Spanish course. It'll be on the website very, very soon. Alia, when is the next course? So the course is always open. So as soon as you join, you can start studying, because the self-study, you study on your own. The interactive live lessons is the second Thursday and third Thursday of every month. And it just goes on and on and on. You can join anytime. Any other questions? How much we've got? Mind reminding us how to get the study guide. Absolutely. So the study guide, if you're already on the course, for example, so some of you I know are already students on the Gold course, we do have an onboarding to help students. The study guide is in here, in the self-study. If I come into the self-study, right at the top, you can see the third one, study guides. You can get them here. And you download them here. There are actually 2 different study guides. You can find out all the details there. Okay, awesome. Keith, will your courses update according to the new topics? Absolutely, because the interactive course is always updated. So the live lessons in the interactive course are new every month, and they're based on the latest IELTS topics. So there's an automatic updating in the interactive course. So you'll notice they're based on the latest topics. So that's how it's updated. Yeah, good question. Okay, any other questions? Let me just check. Will the Spanish course be free? No, the Spanish course will not be free. It'll be a paid-for course as well. How long am I able to study IELTS? Can I learn Zoom meeting or Google Meet? So on the Gold course, you can study forever, as long as you want. You get lifetime access. We use Zoom in the Gold course. We don't use Google Meet. We use Zoom, basically. Samrang, how many videos can I study through this course? Oh, in the interactive library, there are 80 videos. In the self-study course, there are at least another 70 videos. So over 150, more or less. Okay. Sarah, I don't know the software. I don't know what software my editor uses. No idea. Right. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to give a bonus. I'm going to give it one bonus that if people buy today, only Saturday, before midnight, I will also give you 10-minute personal onboarding with me one-to-one. I will assess your level, identify your weaknesses, and give advice. It's a very quick onboarding, but in 10 minutes, I can help you work out where you need to focus, what your level is, so you can make the most of the course, especially if you're preparing for IELTS. So if anybody is interested in buying, if you buy today before midnight, I will do 10-minute onboarding, one-on-one. We'll organize the time together, and then we can do that. That's the bonus. How do you actually find it? If you are interested, the way to do this is to go to the website, Keith Speaking Academy. You can click on the courses button at the top, and it will show you the courses. You'll see the Gold course is on sale for a few days. By the way, all the other courses are here. This Gold course is these. It's the individual Gold courses. There are 3: exam strategy, self-study, interactive, but you get them all here in the bundle. Come in here, you'll get just some information about it. There are just 2 days left. You click on the Enroll Now button. It'll ask you for an email address. You can pay by PayPal, credit card information. There's another offer there. You'll see that it applies here. And there's a Buy Now button, and you press the Buy Now button. Because this is already logged in, it's not showing it. Let me show you on another screen. I'm going to have to go incognito. So if you come in here, press on enroll now. You'll see the discount is there. Ah, it's down here, that's why. So you put in your email, your credit card details. There's an extra offer if you want to add that. And then buy now. Press the buy now button and it will take you there. That's it. That's how to get it. If you're interested, if it's right for you. For me, the most important thing today is that you get the speaking success system, that you understand how this works, that you get the idea, basically that you understand, right, to succeed in IELTS speaking, yes, you need exam technique, but you really need to focus on good spoken English. And a really good way to do that is the speaking success system. Discover new language, practice it on your own and with others, and review it. And this system you can do on your own, or you can do it with me. It's absolutely, both ways you can do it. What I want is for you to know the system. And now you know the system. You know what to do. You have no more excuses. Now you have to go out there and start learning English. Or Spanish, maybe, if you want to try something new. Okay, brilliant. Guys, I'm going to wind up here. I don't think we've got any more questions, but let me just check. I think we're good. Write me a question if you do have any questions. I'll ask Burns to leave the link for the website and an email as well. If you have any questions, you can get in touch. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. I hope you found it useful and helping you on your journey to become a more confident speaker of English. I'm going to leave you with a song from the course. This is actually not a Suno song. This is a real singer who created the songs for the course. I'll leave you with this, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thank you so much again for joining me. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely weekend. Go and enjoy the weekend. It's going to be really, really nice, whatever you do. Here we go. It's called Watchful Eyes. You're welcome. Very kind. It's only speaking, Sukesh. Only speaking. Wow, Farman, you're very welcome. So nice to see you here, Anat. Hey, thanks, Giuseppe. Great. You too, Daniela. And you. And you. Thanks, Christina. Wow, that's my homework. 周末快乐，谢谢。Take care, everyone. All the best now. Bye bye.